Yeah, I don't know what happened with the audio on this one. Up losing all the audio. But I'm just gonna finish up some tasks here. I'm gonna play it and fast forward a little bit so you don't have to endure the listening to it without audio. If you can't stand it, you can flip to the next video and it'll have audio. But basically, we're just going back from the last thing we did, and we're gonna pick up on these little tasks, get all the money and experience, level up one more time. We only came here to get that truck that we already upgraded. This truck here, the Taiga 6436. But the Step 310E, that was really worth coming here for too. Got the Tuz 420. That's going to be a great little Scout. We can put an autonomous winch on it. The ANK pretty much did all the hard work for us to help us get these other trucks. And I'm not gonna complain about this little Kodiak either, because it really will go through a lot of stuff, even though it's only got one rear axle. You can put the outside chains on it and it'll get good grip in the mud. And then when you get on the asphalt, you don't completely lose it. It gets a little bit of grip. So that's exactly what you need for this kind of driving. But I'm just going to clean up all these other trailers laying around here and do all these side missions and get out of here. And you'll probably just see me loading up on some cash real quick and heading back to Michigan. These side missions ain't going to pay a lot of cash, but at least I'll have them done. When you put an autonomous winch on this thing here, it will really outdo the Hummer. But the only downfall to it is you can't get a Scout trailer for it. It's good for pulling over vehicles though if they're turned over. It goes through about anything. Two turning front axles and they all pull 8-wheel drive. There ain't too many places this little thing won't go. From as much as I've driven it, I guess the only downfall to it would be the size of the tires. If you could get a little bigger tires, it would be better. But for a Scout, You can't really beat it. You might find me filling up every time I get around these fuel tanks, even though I don't need it. It's just a habit. But I'm gonna sell all these. We're not gonna be using them, so there's no reason to have them here. And all these ones I've discovered standing around, they're gonna be turned into cash also. Abandoned car. I think that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I gotta watch. In high gear, it just kind of goes. A drunken local decided to go for a drive into the wilderness. He claims that he was abducted by aliens, experimented on, and then returned to his bed. He'd be grateful if you could find his car. Okay. That should get us there. Aliens. Honestly, does he expect me to buy that? If he loses his car again, he's on his own. These bases are all the same. It seems an American crowdfunding project has raised the money to make a documentary about Zimingrisk. What is the world coming to? The cameraman wants to get some shots in the mountain. Can you get him up there? A scout is recommended. Well, we got the best scout in the world. I think this one will make it out there better than the scout will because it's already almost there. He was happy? Good. Well, I must admit, I'm excited to see the documentary now. There's a local service hub that was used for vehicle maintenance. It was shut down for lack of demand, but we think we can make use of it now. Take fuel from the gas station to the service hub so we can fire it up. Turning a long bed is not easy if you don't know what you're doing. And I do not know what I'm doing. At least that's what a professional would say. I might not be the best for the job, but at least I got the job. I might flip over every log I get onto my truck, but at least I got a log crane. And this is probably the best truck we have right now, except for the fact that you can't get all the attachments for it. But it has a load of attachments that you can get. It's just an awesome truck. I love the Tiger. You'll probably get a few other Tiger trucks in the future. This 6432 is an awesome truck though. Well, just about any truck that keeps differentials locked at all times is going to be a good truck. Because we're not driving highways hardly ever. And those smaller trucks that you have to lock the differentials in, they just kind of become a hassle. You forget them on the asphalt, or you get too much traction, and then your differentials are getting overheated. We still have a few more trucks to get from Michigan. I just had to come and get the Tiger though. I know there's another map on this Russia, but I'm not even going to bother opening it right now. I'm going to figure out how to get all those contracts done, starting with Michigan. Just completely finish it and work my way up here. When you start driving in Russia, you really find out how capable your truck really is. Now we take that fuel tank that we've passed all these times. You can just sort of keep this thing in high gear when you're only pulling this. It's such a straight road compared to what we've been driving on. And I leveled up. Excellent. Looks like the equipment is still in good working order. Shouldn't take long before we can get the place working at full capacity. The communication tower used to be a relay between the oil rig and the city to the west. Could prove to be useful note for comms to the mainland in the future. I need you to run a recon on the tower and check its condition. We'll do it. I think I'll make it daylight for this one. I think we can make use of this with a few upgrades and modifications. Thank you for checking it out. We're just gonna sell this fuel container because we don't need it anymore. Then we'll recover everything out here. The Kodiak has to go back. We might just leave the H2 Hummer for now. And I am terrible at backing up this thing. How can I turn it without flipping it? I have nobody here to rescue me, and I don't want to bring anyone out here. Maybe I can just squeeze it in there without jackknifing. Yeah, I forgot to put on my all-wheel drive. That's the reason I couldn't do it. Oh, I had plenty of fuel if I had to spend a day or two trying to get it turned. $4,900 in the bank. We'll sell this one too, if they'll let us. I tried to sell a couple trailers and they were needed for something else, so I just had to leave them. And just go around the back side here because there's less mud and probably easier to drive. See, those scout trailers are needed for something and I can't sell them. $3,400. Back to the garage. Send it to storage. Main map. And get the rest of them. Besides probably the H2 Hummer. Back to the garage, back into storage. And we go into Michigan. Well, I think it's safe to say that we got enough trucks to finish up Michigan. Okay, we're gonna get some medium log trailers because we're gonna do aid to the islands. We gotta take 4 medium logs, like all over the Michigan map, or over 3 different maps. But we're just gonna get all the trailers ready and leave it here for this video. And I'm sorry it was messed up so bad if you're watching, but the next one won't be so bad. This one was chopped up pretty bad. Looked like Freddy Krueger had gotten a hold of it. This one can haul 1 load and it can't get any trailers. So I'm just gonna use it as a trailer, and I'm gonna hook to a trailer and then hook a winch to it and just pull it. Leave the engine running. It would be no different than just pulling another trailer, but I'm not gonna use it on that other map. I'm not gonna be using it here most likely. But we could look like we got enough trailers now to get the job done. Maybe need 1 more. Yeah, I will hook to 1 with another truck and just pull this one, and then I'll have 2 on another truck. So probably the A and K. I'll use this one with the A and K. Trying to leave room for everyone to get around. We're picking them up right here, and we'll be taking it all the way across the entire map to the gateway, and then across the other map to the gateway, and then I don't know where from there, but pretty much across the map again. But that's where we're gonna be delivering it. Gonna be a long trip, probably a long video, maybe 2 or 3 to make it complete. But I guess we're gonna stop it about right here, and you can watch the next one if you want.